Hello, Harmony parents. I'm Olivia Quintanilla, a cello instructor for Harmony program. We have heard with the cellos at home, you might be wondering, how do we tune a cello at home? This video will explain some of the mechanics, great rules, and then going through all 4 strings to get your cello at home in tune. First off, so you will notice that we have 4 strings and 4 pegs. Every string is attached to a peg. These pegs are not screwed in or glued. They are actually in there just by a wedged force. So they sometimes slip and fall, especially with high changes in temperature in the weather. At the bottom, the string follows all the way down, past a little groove in the bridge, and hooks into a spot on the tailpiece. And we have fine tuners down here that, as its name, finely tunes either up or down the pitch. I'm going to show you how to move these pegs safely and properly. When tuning, I want you to make sure that the end pin is on the floor. This kind of just gives you a better leverage, or sometimes you may feel like you need to stand up in order to get enough force. Have one hand on the neck, one hand on the peg. Always pluck the note before you move the peg, because we want to be able to hear where this note's supposed to be. If your string is really flat and the peg feels it's stuck, you actually want to turn it loose, which is relieving some of the string off the peg, and then start getting tighter, as so. There. In this section, we are only going to identify whether your string is higher than the desired pitch, lower than the desired pitch, or about the same. We are going to be listening only. Do not move the pegs just yet. We're going to start with the A string, which is our highest string. Listen. Now match. It's about the same. Let's go to D. This is an example. That pitch was lower, so we will be moving this one later. Let's go to the next string, G string. This is the 3rd from the top. Example. My string was higher than that desired pitch, so we will also be moving that one from higher back to lower when we tune. And then finally, C. Listen. Uh-oh. My string is so loose that I can actually see it moving, and it won't make any sound at all. So this one is definitely one that we are going to bring the pitch up. Next section, we will finally be tuning our cellos. I will give you each string every single turn so that you have one to match. Okay, in this next segment, I'm going to show an example of how to tune a cello. Do not tune your cello during this segment yet. You're gonna hear the sounding pitch 4 times and 4 more times for each string. Let's begin. first one, just listen and compare your string. This pitch is too low. Let's listen again. This time I want you to match the pitch that you heard. A, A. Sing with me. A, A. Third time. Now we are going to move. Since this pitch is too low, remember this is our pitch. A. We're going to move this pitch up to that new pitch. A, A, A. I'm pretty close. Notice I'm going to press in before I let go. Sometimes the peg will still fall, but I'm closer. Can I hear the next pitch? Or A string again. It's okay to do this while you hear the pitch. Make sure to go slow and always have a hand plucking the string so you know how much you went. Great. D string. First time, listen. We're on the second string, pluck and compare. This one's still a little too low. Let's hear it and match our pitch with our voice. D, 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 D. Sing it loud with your voice. Try to match that pitch. Third time, we're going to listen again, and this time, move the peg. D, D, and I'm already there. Slowly let go. Pluck again to see if it stayed. Good. Let's move on to the next one. G string. Compare your string. This one's higher than the pitch, so we're going to end up bringing it back down to match. Let's listen a second time. Match with your voice. G, 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 G. Third time, we're going to move the string to match the pitch in our voice and in the recording. G string. Notice I have one hand on the neck to pluck and one hand on the peg. Always start with plucking the string. G, G. I'm going to pull it again down. G, G. Slowly let go. It stayed. Let's listen to it a fourth time. G, G. Very good. Last string, and this is an example of when the string is completely loose, it's not making any noise. Let's listen to C. Good, and we already know that since this is so loose, the first thing I will want you to do is actually push in enough, just enough to get it taut. until you hear a pitch. Great. Let's listen again. Match it with your voice. C, 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 C. Third time. The same concept, we're going to bring this pitch up. If you have to do it in smaller increments, do it in smaller increments since we're coming from it being completely loose. Can I have the pitch one more time? Very good. All right, once you're done, we'll go over all the strings again. You will always want to make a second and sometimes even a third pass from A down to D, down to G, down to C. When the string is so loose, sometimes the strings you just tuned go out of tune again. And it's all because of just the balance on the bridge. It's completely normal. In the next segment, we're going to try this for real. You will tune your cello at home, and we will provide the tuning pitches and enough space to match, listen, compare, and tune your cello.